Hey, thanks for joining me on Drive North with Meg Ellefson. I'm super happy to have joining me Chris Kroeze. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. One of my first podcasts is going to be my guest, Chris Kroeze. I had an opportunity to hear you jam over the weekend. It was phenomenal. Oh my gosh, you are an amazing musician. Our crowd loved you, and we can't wait to have you back.
Yeah, I appreciate it. That was the venue was beautiful for one. It was I didn't know what to expect, and then I did some research, the week before, and I was like, oh man, this place is cool. And then, yeah, everything. I mean, the staff, everybody. It was just everybody kind of knocked it out of the park. It was a great night.
I'm glad. I'm super glad. Well, and I watched some of those I want to be a famous musician shows back in the day, like the American Idols and stuff, but I never caught your stuff live, so I had to go back and watch. And I mean, it's so cool to see anybody from Wisconsin, and of course you naturally cheer for the hometown guy. And was it something that someone put you up to when you signed up to be on The Voice? I think you
Yeah,
said
so
season 15.
yeah, they reached out to me. Um,
Cool.
I guess I'd been putting videos online for a long time, and they reached out to me, invited me to be out, come and be a part of it. So that was kind of wild. My initial reaction was no, because it was just it's hard to explain, but you have to. I had to cancel a whole summer's worth of shows to go do it, and I didn't have any money at the time, and I wasn't making that much money at the time, and it was a big commitment and a big risk to do that.
Well, and you kind of strike me as someone who doesn't really, that's not why you're doing it. I mean,
No,
whether you, I don't know, became as popular and as successful as you are or not, you were gonna pick up a guitar and play music, and,
yeah,
and that's your thing. So,
yep,
I
hundred
mean, it's
percent.
I kind of wonder. I haven't seen him, but I kind of wonder if there were baby pictures of Chris Cruzy if you were born with long hair and a beard.
No, actually, the beard came post high school, actually probably post college even. Um, and then the long hair, honestly, I got a bad haircut in college and decided I was done doing that. So
All right. Well, it's kind of ZZ Top-esque, but then I'm sure a lot of people, and I mean, I hope this is a compliment, compare you to Chris Stapleton,
yeah,
but I mean, you do resemble him, but I don't know. You're cooler
yeah,
because you're
I
from
hear that.
Wisconsin.
Well, that's good.
Well, so I did a little reading about you, and knowing that you are from Barron, Wisconsin, we have some mutual friends in Barron, and read about that. You kind of, I don't know if this was your inspiration or at least your start in being interested in music. Was first of all, I'm so excited because I'm older than you are, and to know that we both had a shared experience in owning a Walkman, and I
Oh
guess
yeah,
you listened to Chuck Berry, and that
yeah.
was maybe one of your influences, early influences.
That was one of the biggest ones. Yeah, I mean, I was a little kid. I was 6 years old, and my mom and dad got me a guitar, and we didn't have internet and all this stuff. Now you get music on your phone like nothing, But then it was the radio or what you had either on CD or tape, and my dad had a ton of tapes and a Walkman. So I remember it was like, do you remember the Walkman? It was like the yellow
Yes, I
colored
had
one.
it, and
Yeah,
it
and
had
then
those
with the matching
funny
yellow
headphones.
headphones.
Yes, I had
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's what I used, and
It was
I
so
used to be able.
cool.
It was probably not safe, but I mean, I would put those headphones on and go ride four wheeler, and listen to. So we had a double tape deck, and so I'd put this Chuck Berry tape in, and I would put a blank tape in the other side, and I would record on the one and just play Johnny Be Good, and then record that, and then I'd rewind this tape, hit record again on this. So I just filled this one tape with just Johnny Be Good. So yeah, that's what I would do when I was
The good old
doing
days,
anything.
and then you'd take like a pencil and
Yep.
if the tape came out, you'd kind of reel it back in. Oh, I
Yeah.
still have tons of mixtapes.
Yeah.
All the cool music's on those for sure.
Yeah.
So, so talk about your. Oh, so you said you got your first guitar at age 6.
Yeah.
Do you play by ear? Is that how you learned? Is by ear?
Yeah. I never learned how to read music. Drove my teachers nuts, but yeah.
Well, and I mean, to me, my impression of someone who can pick up any instrument and just play by ear. I mean, that you have that gift. I mean,
Yeah.
that just, in my opinion, means it was meant to be, and that's why God created you, is to create music. And and that, speaking of creating music, what do you I mean, I have like terrible writer's block. I mean, I have, and it's frightening because now, we can like tell AI to write everything for us. I don't want
Yeah.
to give you any ideas for your music, but I mean,
Yeah.
like, how do you go about writing a song? Do you hear the melody in your head first, or do you come up with the lyrics first?
It's always different. More times than not, though, it seems like I come up with like just like a title or a hook for a song, like something that So I've got a list in my phone of just a bunch of different song titles that might make cool songs, and then I co-write a lot. I rarely write by myself. So I mean, like yesterday, I had a buddy of mine at the studio yesterday, and we wrote 3 songs together, and just from titles that we had saved. And yeah, a lot of times for me, the words kind of start to come first, but then once I get a title, then I try to find some kind of music that might fit it.
Do you straight up call your genre of music country, or would you say it's outlaw country or country rock, or?
It's tough because you got to pick one thing, and it's
Mhm.
yeah, I guess I'd call it country, but I mean we do a lot of rock and blues and whatever.
So I've got like, I mean, I have a zillion questions for you. I
Yeah.
always have like a zillion questions, and I'm just trying to decide. Of course, I really love, just as a tourist, I love vacationing in Nashville, and I presume
Yeah.
you've spent a bit of time in Nashville. And did you have, once you realized, hey, this is my dream, this is my passion, this is what God created me to do, did you think, I got to get to Nashville and try to make it there? Was that your thought process?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and I mean Nashville's still awesome. I go there often. But yeah, I mean especially as like a young kid, like Nashville was where I wanted to get to, especially like through middle school and high school when I started to really dive into music hard. It was like, yeah, Nashville, but Nashville might as well have been at Atlantis at that point, because I mean, it was unreachable. And then my first trip to Nashville was in 2014. Went down there, recorded my first song. So yeah, that's kind of when it all started. And I mean, and then it was, 4.5 years later that I went out to LA and did TV.
So do you have, I mean, I won't blame you if you say, heck no, I love Wisconsin, because I do too, but do you have any plans or dreams or of living in Nashville, or making, like making your career there?
No, I know, and I mean, it's for multiple reasons. Nashville's super saturated, and there's so many great musicians down there, and it's you become one of many, and and I also like, I mean, I've got kids, so I don't really want to raise them there, and I've got my brother lives 4 miles north of me, my mother-in-law lives a couple miles south of us, my parents are 10 minutes away. Like you can't buy that no matter where you go.
Gosh, I'm so happy for you because, I think often it's hard I mean, first of all, to just figure out what you want to do with your life. I mean, a lot of us sort of struggle with that for a really long time. And it seems like, I mean, God gave you this gift and you very quickly realized, or I mean, I don't know how quickly it was, but you realized that, yes, this is what I want to do. And to be able to stay where you live and be around family and friends that care about you. Because my impression of a lot of people that are in whatever industry, an industry in which you are a famous person, is that you just kind of lose yourself, and you can't, you don't even really know who you are as a person anymore if you go away and kind of lose your roots.
Yeah, that happens to a lot of people. Yeah, I don't know. I've never really wanted to live anywhere else, if that makes sense.
And again, super happy for you. So
Yeah.
you say that you're a dad, and I know we talked, and I mean, I was it was wild to know that you travel as much as you do for your music. How many gigs do you have a year that, like, and I assume a lot of them are in state, so then you can just get back to your family as quickly as
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, it's a lot in Wisconsin and Minnesota, some up in the UP, Michigan, and we've done stuff, Illinois, Iowa, the Dakotas a little bit. Yeah, it's I don't know how many shows exactly, probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 150.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
and do you get and that's the other thing I'm curious about is when you make your gift or your passion a career, does it sometimes do you sometimes go, "Dang, I don't even like to play. I need a break from my guitar
you
because,
know, I never really take a break from the guitar, but I there's times like in the summertime, especially like talk to me at the end of August, and I'll be burnt out a little
okay.
bit. I mean, it's not that I don't love it anymore. It's just that I've been doing it so much, and I've just it's more about being gone. Like I've worked really hard to make my home, and like I built this studio here, and like home is a place I really like to be. If that,
Well, that's
so
good. I mean, that's kind of like they say in the movies, there's no place like home. But
yeah,
besides Chuck Berry, and I mean, it can be musical or non-musical, who are some
yeah.
of your other influences?
I mean, Zach Brown Band was a big one for me. They kind of became big like my sophomore year of high school. Um, Man, other than that, I don't know. I was always trying to be the funny guy in school too.
Really?
Probably some Chris Farley influence on that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I did see a picture and I'm like, "Hey," I had to look real close. I'm like, "Hey, that's Chris Farley." Yeah, he unfortunately no longer with us, but what a
Yeah.
character. Well, that's good to know. I didn't know that you were maybe in addition to being a musician, you're an aspiring comedian. I mean, did you do
Well,
like that kind of slapstick humor like he kind of beats himself or he would beat himself up and smash into walls and fall and
yeah. Oh, when I was younger, for sure, we were all a bunch of my buddies, and we'd all watch Saturday Night Live together, and try and impersonate him for sure.
so is there anything on you? I mean, and again, I just really enjoy talking to people that they have like I don't know, it's such a cliche thing to say, but have found themselves like have figured out
Yeah.
what they want to do with their lives and are going with their passion. But is there anything that or do you have a bucket list? Is there anything on your bucket list like anywhere where you want to play or anybody you want to meet or anything like that that you have not yet achieved?
Man, it's most of my bucket list things don't have anything to do with music.
Really?
I don't.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Will
yeah.
you share any of them?
I can't. Yeah, yeah. I can. I really. I mean, one thing that I want to do. I don't know if it's gonna happen this year or not, but I mean, I've always wanted to. So I fish a lot in the summer, and like whenever I'm not playing music, if I have a day off in the summer, I'm likely on a lake somewhere. Um, and my son is a huge into fishing now too, which is awesome because we get to go do that together. But so I want to go. We've always been into like bluegill fishing. It sounds like a little kid thing, but
Oh,
if you go to Florida, those bluegills down there to get like here for reference, if anybody's not a fishing person, a big bluegill here is like a pound, and in Florida you can catch 2.5, 3 pound bluegills, and
wow.
so yeah, I want to go down there with my son at some point and go do like a guided fishing thing for giant Florida bluegills. That's one of them.
So let's dive into that fishing thing because I used to, one of my favorite things as a kid was going fishing with my dad. And I don't know if you've ever done this, but we used to fish with cane poles. Did you ever fish with a cane pole?
We never
In
had actual cane poles, but we used to make our own fishing poles out of tree branches and
Oh, okay.
yeah,
All
wrap
right.
line around the end of them, and
Yeah.
yeah.
And there's just something about, I mean, obviously, anytime you catch a fish, which honestly, I have a goal now in 2026 of catching two fish this year because
Oh,
we have a place on a lake and we and I'm a terrible fisherman for some reason. I don't know what has happened, but I used to be able to reel them in. And I don't know if my dad was my good luck charm. My dad passed away, but when you fish for bluegill, do you use live bait, or do you have like a favorite lure that you use that you can share? Because maybe I can
Huh.
copy you and catch some
It
fish.
depends on the lake. Early season, like right when the ice comes off, they're kind of hard to find. But then like there's a sweet spot in usually mid to the end of May where they get on the beds and they're laying their eggs and all that. And then we'll just use classic bobber with a hook and a worm 3 feet down and catch a bunch that way. But like in the heat of the summer when they're on the lily pads and stuff, we'll use little tiny like crappie plastic baits
So are
and throw 'em.
bluegill sort of like the preferred, or just panfish? Are they your preferred, I don't know, fishing? Or do you like, I mean, do you go for bass or walleye or
Yeah,
northern? Or,
yeah, we do all of
yeah.
that, but for the most part, like the main thing we go for is probably crappies. Um, and then we walleye fish and northern and bass and whatever. A lot of trout fishing too in the spring before the ice is off the lakes.
Catch and release, or do you keep anything when you
Oh
fish?
yeah, we eat a lot of fish. Yeah,
Oh, you do? All
yeah.
right. So is there like an ideal Chris Kroeze way to prepare a panfish? Is it?
I like them. I like them. We do. I don't know what the right term for it is, but when we were kids, we always did it with our dad when we were camping. We called them hobo meals. And so we'd just wrap them up. We'd take a bunch of fish, flay them, and throw all the flays in a big thing of tinfoil with butter and onion and a couple hunks of lemon and cook it in a campfire. Just throw it in the fire. You know,
Right.
that's kind of one of my favorites.
It's part of, I guess, it's sort of like the adventure and like, hey, that we're kind of living off the fat of the land,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. We
Yeah.
did that the other day. Actually, I had a bag of fish from this summer in the freezer and took it out and we cooked it on the fire with the kids. So that was
Do you
fun.
do a lot of camping?
No, actually, I wish we did more. We don't hardly have time to do it at all. But we have a lot of fires at home, so we kind of get some of that.
So, is there or are there any pivotal moments in your life where you decided, okay, I'm either going to sink or swim and I'm going to go for it? Like you were, I mean, because I know you said early on, maybe there, oh, actually, even when you went on The Voice, you were like, man,
Yeah.
I got to take time off of my gigs. I mean, like, how long have you been straight playing gigs
Oh,
for
for a
your
living?
living?
Um, man, probably 14 or 15 years now.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's great. It's
Yeah, it's been good, but I mean, back in the earlier years of that, I was doing, 250 to 275 shows a year.
wow.
It was a lot. It was too much, and I was getting to the point where I was like, the voice happened at the right time because I don't think I could keep doing what I was doing. It was too much.
Well, and when you say that it happened at the right time, I'm a person of faith, and I
Yeah.
think that so much of, I mean, I don't believe in coincidences, or I believe more in like everything happens for a reason, and so it was just like, and oftentimes we are the last ones to know that, oh my gosh, this is what God's plan is for me. And I often say, sometimes I pray for a 2x4 across my head, or a billboard that says, this is what you should do, Meg, because it's like, I don't know, sometimes everyone around me knows, but I'm like the most clueless. But uh, what would you what would you say are what has influenced you, or I mean, the people that have influenced you? I know that, I mean, I think you are a person of faith as well. And, but have there been people in your, like, directly in your life, not musicians that you listen to music, but like your dad or whomever that helped support you in your dream to be a musician?
Yeah, my family was all in, from a young age. Um, you know, there was some natural, not doubt, but just, I don't even know what the right word is, but I mean, if going to turn yourself into a full-time musician, it's not easy. And I get a lot of young musicians who are starting out now asking me like, when do you go full-time? And for me, it was, I graduated from college and then those student loans were going to kick in. So I'd have those nice, you know, $800 a month payments on student loans. So I was like, well, I got to start making some money. So I got a job doing concrete. And I did concrete and music until I couldn't do both, and then I stuck with music, So I like to tell people to keep their day job until they can't do both. And
That's good.
so that's what I did. So that kind of, yeah. Well, it's when you don't have a fail safe, and I'm not a trust fund kid, so I don't,
Most of us aren't.
yeah, I had no option but to figure it out.
So you went to college. Where'd you go to college, and what'd you major in?
I went for audio production engineering.
Okay.
So like
Gosh,
basically to run a studio.
That's really clutch kind of
Yeah.
a degree to have, especially, I mean, often, and I'll say back in the 1800s when I was in college,
Yeah.
it was like there weren't a lot of, I don't know, I just never, unless you chose a specific profession, it was like, gosh, a lot of these liberal arts degrees are just so worthless. And
Yeah.
I mean, like, I encourage people today, especially young people, to be like, follow your passion and figure that out before you waste as much money as we all have
Right.
on college
Yeah.
tuition, because
I mean,
like you.
even with mine, I mean, I knew what I wanted to do, but I still spent a lot of money in school that I probably wouldn't have had to. I mean,
Right.
not that I'm not trying to convince people not to go to college, I guess, but I if I would have been a couple years older when I was making those decisions, I probably would have chose something different.
Oh,
I probably
but you
would have
don't
went for
regret it. You
No,
don't
I don't
regret.
I don't regret it. No, it was just a lot of money, and
Well, and
yeah.
I tell my kids, more than anything, college is, and I don't know if this should be what it is, but it was when I was in school, is that it gave, it's so lame. I don't even know if I should say it out loud, but it gave an employer confidence that, oh, you stuck with something for 4 years, so
Sure. Yeah.
I'm more confident that I can hire you. But I don't know, that's a super lame reason to go to college, if that's the best thing you can come up with. But so if you these are like, I've got some like interesting, or not interesting questions, but just maybe deep thinking questions. If you could swap lives with anyone
Oh man.
for a day, who would it be?
For a day?
Yeah, just for a day.
Oh, that's a loaded question. I've never even thought about that.
All right. Well, you think about it, and I'll ask you next time.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I don't know
Well,
on
just
that
even,
one.
or I guess maybe I'll just rework it. What, and I'll completely rework it and just say, what musicians do you admire the most? And I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of them, but I mean, hey, I heard you playing Led Zeppelin, ZZ Top.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the other. Oh, Eagles. I mean,
Yeah.
it was Ozzy, Black Sabbath. I was just like,
Yeah.
what? It was
Yeah.
just like, this guy isn't country. No, I mean, you're just very multi-talented with
Yeah.
regard to
Appreciate
different
it.
genres. But I mean, are there musicians that maybe rather than swap lives with them, are there musicians that you have taken inspiration from out of? I mean, obviously, out of those
So
that.
many. Yeah, so many. I mean, all those, like I talked about, we talked about that Walkman earlier. I mean, I found there was all kinds of tapes in there. I found, Hank Sr. and Patsy Cline and Roger Miller, Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, Merle Haggard, Conway Twitty, all these great old school country people. And but I also found it was Black Sabbath, Ozzy, AC/DC, the band, Nazareth, Guns N' Roses, all kinds of stuff in there, Zeppelin. So I mean, I've kind of always been, I listen to so much different music that it kind of depends on the day, you know.
So we talked about thinking about going to college, and what it entails, or what it entailed to pay it off, and I know you have kids too. In addition to what advice you would give your younger self, the young Chris Kroeze, what advice do you give your kids about? I mean, and are any of your kids musical?
Um, you know, they both could be musical, but I'm not going to push them into it. I think my son shows some interest in guitar, but I want him to do that on his own terms, you know. I'll definitely help him if he starts showing some serious interest, but I'm not gonna push it.
Is there anything that you would? I mean, if you could go back, and I hate this is maybe I shouldn't even ask this question because I
No,
hate when
go
people
for it.
ask me this. But yeah, if you could go back and change anything, is there anything that you would do differently, knowing what you know now?
I mean, I think most of my things that I would probably do, not that it's everything, but I mean, I probably would have made better financial decisions when I was young,
Wouldn't
you
we
know?
all?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, instead of buying, a whole bunch of guitars, I probably would have tried to put some money away. Yeah,
So I'm so glad you brought up guitars. I see some in the background there.
yeah,
In addition to playing, I mean, I assume that because you play by ear, you can probably pick up, especially you can pick up a bass and play that too. But
yeah.
are there other? And I know one of the guys in your band played.
Mandolin.
Thank you.
Yep.
All of a sudden, I was like, "What the heck?"
Yeah.
But what other instruments do you play? I mean, could you play anything? I mean, is that what you do in your studio?
Well, kind of, somewhat. I mean, for the most part, guitar is by far my main instrument. But my brother was a drummer, so I always had a drum set when we were kids, and so I can play drums and piano for the most part.
Does your brother ever play in your band with you?
Not anymore. He did for years, but
Oh, he
not
did.
anymore. Yeah,
The
yeah,
Kroeze brothers. Man, that
yeah,
has kind of a good ring to it.
yeah, yeah. It was cool.
So what I guess well, going back to guitars, and you said that you wouldn't have bought some of the guitars that you have. Is
Well,
there
yeah. I mean, I bought those guitars with money I didn't have. You
Oh,
know.
well,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
But I mean, like, is there a guitar that you have today that, or a number of them that, I mean, because my husband is a musician, and I
Yeah.
mean, he has a certain type that he likes. Is there one that you like the best and is, like, has has increased in value and that you cherish that maybe is hanging on the wall behind you?
There's a couple of them back there. This one over here, that
Oh,
mahogany one, that brown one. That's a 1959 Gibson.
nice.
That one's super cool, and I bought that. That was like my first, like, I would say, like, big boy guitar purchase. That was like my first, like, real nice, cool guitar. And then now I've been pretty fortunate to get my hands on a few more. This is a '57 Gibson here,
Oh,
and this
that's
one
nice. So
is.
you like the Gibson as opposed to the
I do.
Martin?
Well, I've got my Martins are in cases because they don't handle humidity quite as good as the Gibsons do.
Okay. So
Um,
you take good
I've
care
got
of
a
your guitars. Hmm.
yeah. I've got. I think I played a Martin. Yeah, I played a Martin at this last Saturday, and then yeah, I've got a really cool '58 Martin D18 that I really like. That's probably the one that'll make me some money someday.
Is the studio that you're sitting in right now, is it in an undisclosed place or is it somewhere on the Cruzy premises or
It's on the property here at our
Oh,
house. Yeah, it's
cool.
not in the house. It's another building. Yeah,
Oh, really? That's
yeah,
nice.
yeah,
So it's really kind of like an escape in a way and you can just go,
yeah,
I'm going to the studio, don't call.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Hold
it
all my
works out
calls.
good. It works out good. It's a little messy right now, but it functions as my studio, and my office, and I mean I spend every day in here. But then, like, if the kids have friends over, they'll come over here and watch movies in here and
Oh,
do
that's
whatever.
nice.
And if we have family, there's some lodging in here and stuff, so people can stay, which is nice.
So when you officially became a musician and it was apparent that you were going places, did you get approached by band managers or agents that I don't know, the record companies that wanted to control Chris Kroeze?
No, no, not really. No, not at all. Actually, I mean, I was playing bars in Northwest Wisconsin. That's so it was.
Well, I mean, like after The Voice, did you have that? I mean, like, I
Oh
mean,
yeah, I mean, we had all kinds of stuff after The Voice, but I mean, nothing that was like insanely good. Those big, like the big record deals you hear about and stuff like that doesn't really exist anymore. They'll sign people that have a ton of followers already. You know,
okay.
they're not looking to like find some kid that's playing in the bar and turn him into something. Yeah, with social media and stuff, that's all changed.
So, how did Did you ever have to deal with, or I mean, maybe that wasn't even what you aspired to do anyway, but did you ever have to deal with any like unsolicited criticism or even just setbacks? I mean, it's really amazing. I mean, that you, whatever, first of all, that you, well, the voice called you, so that's in and of itself,
Yeah.
it's pretty, and I had no idea that that's what they did, so maybe that's like a secret of the industry, is that they're
Oh
actually
no.
recruiting. Because I mean, I remember the old days of American Idol and how they would
Yeah.
play these just painful auditions,
I know.
and I mean, it was like they mocked these people, and I thought it was really cruel in a way, and I don't think they do that
Yeah, they
anymore.
don't do that anymore. No, they would never get away with that now. I remember, I know we used to watch them when we were kids too, and that was, I mean, I could tell you just from seeing how those TV shows are made, that was 100% engineered. They found those people and did that.
Yeah, and that's just, I mean,
Yeah,
and I don't know if that was understood by the individual, but I can't
I
imagine it.
doubt it.
I mean, just to make a mockery of them on national TV. But
Yeah.
anyway, so do you? Because I of course think about the judges on The Voice, and did they? I mean, because some of them, geez, they're celebrities more so, or at least maybe back in the day they were more celebrities than they were. What gives them the credentials to criticize someone else's playing? But did they ever give you any, number one, any criticism that was like really, hit you in the heart, or number two, gave you really good feedback that you took to heart and actually it helped?
Um. Yeah, I don't remember any like bad criticism where like anything was. I guess. I don't remember anything that was ever like hard to hear or anything. But
Oh, that's good.
yeah, a ton of good advice. One of the biggest things was just being a performer rather than just a singer. You have to connect with the crowd and talk to them, address the crowd, and like that's one part of it that does not come naturally to me. So I had to work hard at that.
Oh, to like be a front man?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah,
hey, I mean, my husband is in a band too, and he's not the front man. And I just, in fact, I think that sometimes he's up there playing and he doesn't even really realize there's anyone
yeah,
else around because
yeah.
he's like, woohoo, he's
That
where he
happens
wants to be.
sometimes.
Yeah, that's all right. So if you could, or maybe you already have, collaborate with a famous musician or someone that you respect and you admire, have you done that? Or, is there
Yeah,
somebody that you still want to do that with?
yeah. I mean, I did a lot of that, while I was on TV, which was cool. I got to sing with the Doobie Brothers, um, so that was pretty
That's,
cool.
mhm.
I After TV, I've gotten to sing with the Marshall Tucker Band a couple times.
Can't you
Um,
see?
yeah, yep. And then I one cool thing that I don't know how many people even know him anymore, but Phil Vassar. I don't even remember Phil Vassar. He's
Hmm.
a country singer, songwriter. I've been down and written songs with him a couple times at his house in Nashville, which is super fun.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Have you ever met? I mean, have you been to the Grand Old Opry?
I've never been to the Opry. No.
Yeah, me neither. Is it something you aspire to do? I mean, I, as a spectator, I mean, hey, listen, in my dreams
Yeah,
sometimes I think about being a musician, but I don't have it. I don't have it to taste.
yeah, yeah. I mean, of course, like that'd be cool. I would like to even just go to a show there. Just to watch a show.
Yeah, me
Which I
too.
should. I should just make time and go do that next time I'm in Nashville. But I always, whenever I go to Nashville, I usually go down there, for work reasons. So I've got a schedule and
It just doesn't
so
work out. So I
yeah,
I read that you have a large military fan base, which is super cool, and we like
yeah,
to honor our veterans. We did at Rondelay when you were playing too, and how
yep,
important it is to. I mean, you and I wouldn't be talking right now if it weren't for veterans. I mean, this
right,
is the greatest country on earth, and so grateful that we live here. But
yeah.
any experiences? Have you? I assume you've performed. Have you performed overseas, or I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
from?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We've I think it's like 13 or 14 trips to the Middle East now. I've done.
Oh wow, wow.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
any place that was kind of scary? Like they said, okay, don't. just stay within this place within this country because we can't guarantee your safety.
I mean, I think they kind of say that everywhere. But I mean, for the most part, we fly in commercial and we go to the military base. You know, that's about it. We've done some off-campus exploring, I guess would probably be the way to put it. But for the most part, we're on military bases. We've gotten to see some really cool things, which is always fun.
So, what's something you want to reveal about yourself that people wouldn't know about you, or maybe you don't want to tell? I
Oh
mean, like
man,
maybe something non-musical that I mean, I know about the fishing already now, so you like
yeah,
four
I
wheeling.
guess. I mean, I don't know if you could probably see. There's some deer heads behind me here. I love to
Yes.
hunt too.
Hunt.
So
Okay. All right.
yeah,
Rock on.
that's another
Have
good
you
one.
ever? I know. I'll also note. I remember you played Ted Nugent, Uncle
Yeah,
Ted, when at the
yeah.
gig. Have you ever met him?
I never have. No, I'd like to. Be a lot of fun.
He's quite a character. I've met him a couple times, and he's
Oh, really?
yeah. Well, and I mean, I've interviewed him before, and he's just.
Cool.
In fact, I don't even need. I could just turn my mic off, shut the lights off,
And then
and
he could
off,
talk.
yeah, off he would go.
Yeah.
That would be fine. Hey, before I let you go, because I know you've got music to make, but describe the first live performance you had. I mean, where, like where it was kind of a big deal, and like if you had nerves, or if, if you were, if like what happened, and how it turned out.
So yeah, the first thing that comes to mind with that, I don't remember what year it was, but it was prior to me being on TV or anything. I got asked to go sing the national anthem for a Timberwolves game out in the cities.
Oh, wow,
You know,
that's
so
cool.
forty
That's
thousand
really
people in an arena, and so I went out and did that, and I actually kind of lied my way into it and said because that was the first time I'd ever sang it. So
I'll edit this out
yeah,
because we don't want anybody to know that Chris
that's
Kroeze
true.
ever lied his way into a
Yeah, that's
performance.
true.
But well,
But
it reveals a lot about your talent that you can. I mean, because I think the national anthem. I mean, you have to have quite a range, and
yeah,
you got to remember the lyrics when you're
yep,
nerved up, and so
yeah.
that says a lot about you that you were able to do that. Now, do you still do those kinds of gigs, or is it mostly whatever performances in the evenings? And I mean, what's the most common
Yeah,
gig
like
you
what we
have?
like what we did last weekend at Rondelay was pretty. That's pretty much what we do for the most part. I do a lot of shows by myself too, with just guitar, you know. So
So do you have is the band that you perform with, are they always the same guys, or do you, I mean, like, because I know that you kind of gave props to each one of them, and I mean it's in a way I sort of got the impression that they were maybe like studio musicians, and or are these your guys that are in your
so
band?
yeah, though that band that you saw there, like that's the core of my band, but they all have their own lives too. So sometimes they can't make every show. So I've got a bunch of musicians I play with, but those guys are pretty constant. Whenever I can get those guys, I use them.
So non-musical, what's the best gift you've ever either received or given? Because I know sometimes it's hard to think. And it doesn't have to be the best, because sometimes that's a lot of pressure, but something cool,
Yeah, man, I don't know. Something cool.
like what your kids gave you, or a family member, or I don't know. Maybe I've stumped Chris Kroeze.
Yeah, I think you've got me stumped on that one.
That's the objective. All right, so last question, also very just sort of fun, is I know you talk about you really liked Chris Farley.
Yeah.
Is would he be one of the stars in your favorite movie, or one of your favorite movies? Or what are
Oh,
your favorite movies?
100%. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, pretty much my favorite movies you can list off all the top ones are going to be Farley movies. I love that stuff. So funny. And yeah, I don't know if you've watched any of his documentaries or whatever, but they're really
I
good
did
and
just see the one. It's and I mean it
they're sad stories to be honest.
yeah.
There.
Yeah, because I
But
think he
yeah,
grew up in Madison, right?
he did.
And I think
Yeah.
that's where he's buried. But yeah.
Yep.
Okay, seriously, last question. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Mm, probably time travel. I mean, then you could do
Really?
anything.
Like Back to the
Yeah.
Future?
Sure. Absolutely.
So you go back to the 50s and actually meet Chuck Berry.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Have you seen that movie? I bet you have, Back to the Future.
Oh yeah, yeah, many times.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of jumped the shark after the first one. I mean, I would have just
Yeah,
preferred, just stick with the OG because otherwise
yeah.
it's like, go home. But, well, Chris Kroeze, do you have time for I mean, like, whatever song you want to play, do you have time to play it before we go?
I can't. I don't know how good is the sound quality.
Or just it sounds good, and it just and I mean, hey, spoken like a true musician, you're concerned about the sound quality. Don't worry, I
Yeah.
won't. This will just stay between me and you, haha. But I mean, even if you want to just do like a couple of I don't know, what do you call them, stanzas, whatever. If you
How
don't
about
want
this?
to,
I'll play. I got really into bluegrass guitar a couple
okay,
of years ago,
all
and so
right.
I'll just play some bluegrass guitar.
I wish I knew that
That'll be
because I'm looking for a bluegrass band. I just found one out.
There we go.
Excellent. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Chris Kroeze from Barron, Wisconsin, or just outside somewhere in an undisclosed location in his
Yeah,
super
middle of
cool man
nowhere.
cave. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Can't wait till you join us again up north in the one of the better parts of Wisconsin, although I think where you are is pretty great too. And look forward to our next chat. And God bless you and all that you're doing. And it's been an honor for me to chat with you today. Thank you
Yeah,
so
you
much.
too. I appreciate you having me.
Thanks. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
See ya.